Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host Larry, and today I'm going to show you how to kill the Lightning Gleeok in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And it really just comes down to one very important thing. Make sure you have lots of Keese eyeballs because they turn your weapons, specifically your arrows, into homing missiles that will go right for their eyes. Now, if you're not familiar with the Gleeoks, they are these vaguely dragon-looking critters that look like a cross between a dragon and a three-headed hydra that are kind of roaming around, and they look rather intimidating, but the way to kill them is actually fairly simple and pretty easy, provided you have the equipment ready before you go into the fight. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is have plenty of weapons that deal a fair bit of damage. Use your best fusion items on some different swords and stuff. I've got some Lionel parts that I'm going to be using. And then beyond that, you're going to want plenty of bows, not necessarily for the damage, but you got to deliver those dangerous arrows. And then you're going to want to have lots of Keese eyes. Some optional items that you might want to keep in mind are some armor to buff your attack damage. I'm using the Fierce Deity set that has been upgraded, so that I can do a lot of damage to basically everything. And then you can either go with some utility food, or like some buffs from food that will increase your attack damage. In the case of what I'm going with, I'm just going to have lots of food that has the ability to heal me and give me some extra hearts just in the event that I get shot in the face with some lightning. Do keep in mind this is a lightning creature, so if you want to use some elemental Keese eyes, you'll want to use the ones that don't have lightning on them. Even just the regular ones or the Octorok eyes are ideal. So when you want to go and fight the actual Gleeok itself, you'll find it in the southernmost part of the map, kind of off to the west towards the desert, in a little like platform up above a little bit of everything, and you can just jump to the nearby shrine and see it here on this map, and then just walk over and glide and start the fight. Now the first thing you want to do, and basically the only thing you want to do, is just keep the Gleeoks on the ground, head smashed into the dirt. To do this, you just have to shoot each one of its heads in the eye. That's why it's handy to have a vulnerability-seeking missile for an arrow. That's the whole point of the Keese eyes. You shoot each head in the face, and then it smashes down into the ground where you can bully its heads with your choice of weapon. Probably the best way that I've found is to use a two-handed weapon and then do a power strike where you spin around and smash it into one or more heads. Try just to make sure it's a weapon that you can control pretty easily. What you want to do is you want to be able to get away from the Gleeok just before it wakes back up and maybe like stun locks you or pushes you away, which will make it so that it can get one of its lasers on you, which will stun you, make you drop your weapons, and potentially take even more damage and die. You want to avoid that. So just keep its head stunned, keep it on the ground, and then give it a few whacks, rinse and repeat until it is dead. The one thing that I would recommend to be very careful for is make sure you have it on the ground before it flies directly up into the air. Because if it gets all the way up into the air, it won't just use its laser beam on you, it will instead try to use a giant bombardment attack, which can potentially one-shot you, ending the fight at any point when you've started it. So just, again, hit it in each of its eyes, that'll make it smash into the ground. If it's up in the air, it'll actually take bonus damage from falling, so that could actually kill it all on its own. And then once you've got it dead, it should drop some parts like some themed elemental horns, which will shoot out like a geyser of electricity when used on a weapon. It'll also drop some wings, which will make your arrows fly basically at max distance without any fall off, along with some various monster parts, which could be used for elixirs or other enhancements. So that's about it. It's actually a relatively simple fight. It's just a good idea to have some preliminary stuff put together ahead of time, like food and all of your weapons. And then, of course, those Keese eyes, you can use any of the elemental eyes or just some regular ones, because they turn your arrows into homing missiles and make this fight easy peasy lemon squeezy. So that'll be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found this helpful. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye, everybody, and have a good one.